First and foremost, I must say happy Hollow Knight Silksong Day, boys and girls, and everything in between and other. We did it. We made it. It's real. I just bought the game on my Steam Deck. Sha! Danito! Ikoi! We're not here to talk about that today. Trust me, we will end up talking about it. There's been so many great Metroidvanias that have come out in between Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong, but I'm so excited to play as that girl Hornet. Let's push her to the side for a second because we're here to talk about Sonic Racing Crossworlds. And I can't believe it, but it's a great game. I had a great time. It is not perfect, and this was just an open beta test. A demo to stress test the servers and whatnot. I didn't really have any desyncs or any bad experiences when I was playing the game, but it wasn't perfect. I do think the controls can be a little janky, a little hard to kind of stay consistent with certain turns and whatnot. I do think there can be a lot of visual clutter and a little too much happening on the screen, but aside from those two complaints and maybe like the visuals, it's not the sexiest game ever. It's not ugly by any stretch of the imagination, and I think their presentation is done well. It's just that because I think you had to incorporate Switch 1 and like PS4 and stuff, they couldn't push it as far as they really needed to, though I played it on my Steam Deck and I think it looks really good. I played it docked and undocked, and I think both look pretty damn good. So let's talk about Sonic Racing Crossworlds. If you have seen my Spark the Electric Jester video, or at the very least you have seen my Mario Kart World is Fine video, you'll know that I think that Mario Kart is the golden standard of racing games, but not necessarily the pinnacle. On top of the fact that I am a big Sonic fan. I also have a lot of experience with Sonic racing games. I absolutely adore the first Sonic Riders. I like Zero Gravity. It's not as good as the first one. The first Sonic Riders really doesn't teach you much about the game, and you have to learn through community, trial and error on your own, all the deeper mechanics and how to really race at maximum capacity. So Zero Gravity kind of tried to make it more accessible for other people. I played Free Riders, the Connect one on like 360. Ass! Not good. And I actually really like Sega All-Stars Racing Transform, I think it's called. That's a good game. I think it's a good racing game. I enjoyed it with the boat, air, and ground mechanic, which has been carried over into games like this and Mario Kart World. But yeah, those are phenomenal racing games that I don't really have any issues with. And I was genuinely surprised that after playing the open beta, I wanted more. I was sad I couldn't play it anymore, and anytime I had to put it down to stop or do an errand, I was kind of upset. Like, when I play demos and open betas a lot of the time, I get what I need and I don't end up buying the game. And I'm like, wow, they got me. And the price is ridiculous. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't agree with the $70 price tag. And I'm Canadian, so this isn't CAD. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. But I think I found somewhere where I can get it at a discounted price. So I'm going to try to do that. I like the roster. A lot of it was locked off because it's just a beta. But I do know we're getting another kind of demo, beta, whatever the case may be, but it's going to be single player only, so it won't be online. So it'll be nice for me to get to kind of play around with it a little bit more and get more accustomed to the racing. But I love that the races don't feel the same as a result of how different people customize their cars and gadgets, and the fact that your second lap can almost be any level, right? So you're getting used to the turns and curves of one level, then you hit the cross-world mechanic to lap 2, and now you're in a completely different level. And then when you come back to lap 3, while it's similar, now there's more dash pads, a couple of secrets, maybe a secret item you can get, and it becomes a little more frantic and a little bit more desperate, a little bit more dynamic. It's really cool. I really like how every race doesn't feel the exact same, where I can kind of just autopilot. I can't. I got to stay on my toes, stay on my P's and Q's, and I think that's a phenomenal thing for a racing game. Back to the roster. The roster is really good. Listen, I have Shadow, who's my favorite character in the Sonic franchise. That's pretty much all I'm going to pick. I love Blaze. Blaze is there. I got Eggman. I really don't need anything else, but if you were like Naya, what characters would you like to see in this game? I would say I want some Jet Set Radio representation. Give me Gum and Beat, maybe one more, or maybe want to use Rhyme or Combo or somebody. I would say that. And I would actually go a little bit of IDW Sonic, if anything, and I would take Scourge the Hedgehog, like the green one. I know he might have some overlap with color scheme with Jet. And I would take Surge the Tenric. I think those would be really dope additions. And I know Ian Flynn has been around and writing for Sonic Crossworlds. So I don't think maybe extrapolating a couple of IDW characters into the game world wouldn't be like, I think would make sense is basically what I'm saying. And most Sonic fans that I see who create content are familiar with the comics in some aspect, even if they're not avid readers of it. SpongeBob and the Ninja Turtles and Avatar, as much as I love Avatar, and I think the TMNT, they're cool, I don't really care for them like that. So I'm more interested to see what the free characters will be like, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up getting the pass to get all the characters just so my game doesn't feel incomplete, but I might not start with the deluxe edition is what I'm saying in a nutshell. From what I can remember, there's a few different vehicle types. Boost, which is the extreme gear. Then you have power, acceleration, speed, and handling. And they all kind of speak for themselves. Acceleration, get to your top speed fast. Speed, incredible top end speed. Boost is for drifting and getting the boost after you drift or land, I guess, after tricks and things of that nature, which the extreme gears are the best for. Power to mow down your enemies and have good defense against attacks and whatnot. And then handling for good turning. And characters also fall into this category. So let's say you wanted to have a really fast car, but you're not the best with turning. You might want to put someone like Amy, I think Amy's a handling character, in the speed vehicle, and then you get like the best of both worlds. The gadgets and customization, I think, is where this game really starts to separate itself in a way that I think is awesome, because as of right now, I don't think there's some ultimate meta build where it's like you have to have these on for the best racing experience. The thing about Sonic Crossworlds that impressed me the most is I am a big fan of player expression. You customize your gadgets and car and character and stuff to fit the style of gameplay that you like. Are you okay with kind of playing slow and steady and maybe not, you don't like feeling defenseless? You might get a power type vehicle and put a gadget like quick recovery that doesn't let you like lose too much speed and momentum if you get hit, and maybe a gadget that lets you get more defensive items so you can defend yourself more often, but you might not be as fast as like my build. I like the extreme gear. I think I had level 1 boost, level 2 boost quickly, the level 4 boost that lets you like turn invincible while you're boosting for like a second while you're in that ultimate rainbow boost form, and it turns you like metal. And then I think I had like 130 rings on it. Rings are like coins. It increases your top speed. So if you actually increase the maximum amount that you can hold, which is 100 naturally, you can actually go faster than usual. So it's pretty cool. I've also dabbled with the quicker air tricks and collision boost, because I think the boost, the extreme gear, is the most risk and reward. When you get hit, you feel it. You slow down. It's hard to defend yourself, but you kind of go the fastest naturally. So again, you got to find the type that works for you. And the thing that I like about the gadgets is it has stocks. What I mean by stocks is there'll be like an A, B, C, D, E, which means you can just, with each race, be like, okay, in this race, I was getting hit too much. My boost build is not going to work here. Let me switch to a build with my extreme gear where I have a lot more defense, like quick recovery, defensive items, and maybe, I don't know, collision boost or something. And I'm going to use that one for this race. Okay, I found that the racers in this Grand Prix aren't particularly super aggressive. Let me use, like, it's just a quick switch. You don't have to actually go and manually switch each one. You can create 5 sets that you can swap through any time, which makes your preparation for every race a lot quicker, easier, and more seamless, and I love that. I don't remember if I spoke about the visuals, but I think they're good. They look nice. It's vibrant. I like the character expression. I like how they speak and move and things of that nature. I just think that because we had to accommodate the Switch 1 and like PS4, they couldn't go all out and go crazy, so it kind of hampered the graphics just a little bit, and there's a lot of visual noise and clutter at times, but I do think the game looks really good. The items are totally fine. I don't have anything profound or negative to say about it, but I will say the items are the part of the game to me that feel the most Mario Karty. Red punching glove, homes in on your enemies. Blue punching gloves, it's like the green shell and it will bounce off ish. King Baboom, blue shell. The wisps, boosts, the drill wisp, kind of like a bullet bill chain chomp. Like, it was just monster truck, a bit like the mega mushroom, get big and crush everybody, nothing could really hurt you. It felt very like skin swapped, palette swap for a lot of the items in like a Mario Kart game, but it's fine, they work, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ultimately, I do know this was just an open world test beta to test the stress and test the online and everything like that. Didn't have any problems really with desyncing or anything of the sort, or loading from my end of things. But I honestly am impressed, man. I don't know that I think it's a more polished game than Sega Racing All-Stars Transform, but I do think it's more fun. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, as video gamers, fun and experience are the most important things. I do think it can use just a tad bit more polishing in certain areas. I think they can maybe remove some of the visual clutter and stuff like that, but I like what they've done here, man. I really do. I think they maybe tried to find the best middle ground between like Transformed and like a Riders. Thank you for bringing back Extreme Gear. Though I do think you can maybe bring like ATV and bike types or something like that. That'll be cool. I also really would like to use Shadow's air shoes if that is possible sometime down the line. Courses are great. The maps are great. They've taken maps from all over. I saw a decent amount of, I think, Unleashed representation. I think some new ones, and I know we'll get like Bikini Bottom and some Pac-Man stuff from some of the other crossovers, so maybe we'll get like, I don't know, New York Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something of the sort, but that'll be pretty cool. But let's wait until September 25th when the game officially comes out, and then I will probably do a proper review maybe. And yeah, man, cool game, very fun. I had no footage. Sorry about that again. I didn't think I was going to really need it. I thought I'd play one race or two and be like, yeah, this is not moving me. But I played that first Grand Prix and said, oh, I'm a crackhead. I need more of this. This is fire. And stop making Shadow so edgy, y'all. Relax a little bit on him.